summer, basically, yours has gone through a transition. We've done some rebranding, and we've actually brought, we used to just do after-school programs, but we've actually finished the curriculum, project-based curriculum, and then after doing the summer, we decided that I want to move this towards our charter school. So I'm going to kind of go over all the things that make up yours and how it actually fits into a charter school, and that's where we're going. And this is free time, so it might go a little confusing. Sorry about that. Alright, so at the core of yours, we're basically looking at a strong educational foundation. We want to make sure that all of our students are getting all the fundamentals they need. So we look at, primarily we start at the 3rd grade level and move on to middle and high school. Those are the students that we want to target. Because you get to the 3rd grade, that's when a lot of analytical topics start coming up, and students tend to get lost there. So those are when we need to start filling the gaps. In addition to the strong education foundation, we also want them to have a strong business and financial background. We teach them entrepreneurship, how to open their own business, and how to be self-sustainable. We give them financial literacy skills and investor education. If we're going to empower them to be able to create their own businesses, make money, bring it to the community, we also need to make sure that they're going to be responsible with it and also know how to make the money work for them. So those are the core things that we teach at yours, and we've actually been able to cultivate it into a curriculum outside of the after-school program that we used to run. And then our core principles are, we want all of our students to have courage in order to ask questions. We want them to be able to know when it's time to stand for what's right. A lot of times there's a lot of peer pressure and a lot of status quo that we want them to be able to take the courage to stand up against it. And if what's going on is wrong, we want them to have that courage to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to do this. The next thing we want them to have is integrity. The integrity to make the right decisions. So sometimes it sounds really easy, but when no one's looking, it's a little harder to keep that integrity. So we really want them to have that integrity. And those two combined is going to lead to prosperity, not just financial prosperity, but in personal satisfaction, relationships, and ending in the community revival. Being able to create their own business and being happy and then wanting to give it back to the community is ultimately what we're looking for. We're not just looking to just focus on education, because education, the community doesn't stop at education. So the why. Why are we doing what we're doing now? Currently in school, which we teach them is, let's study hard. Let's head off to college in 4 years. And in 4 years, when you graduate, let's get a job. And then everything's going to pay off 8 years later. But we're forgetting that we have to also deal with the streets. We're in an urban environment, and students are struggling. There's financial struggle, there's monetary struggles. There's things that we, without having that background and understanding what it's like to not have, we kind of just take it for granted. So really, we need to also focus on the struggle that they're struggling with, and then the opportunity that's on the street. And then what kind of decision are you going to make if your family's not eating as much as they should, or you don't have enough change to do laundry? What decision are you going to make? Are you going to go read a book, or are you going to make a quick $100? There's a gap there that needs to be filled. So the how. We still want to pound in education. Education is the #1 thing. No one's going to doubt it. So what we do is we're actually offering elective classes at partner schools, debate classes on world economic history. We start off teaching ancient trade. In the ancient times, we've evolved into mediums of exchange and into the current debt system that we are operating in today. And they get to go back and forth and discuss these issues that come about. And then we also teach business classes. We teach the retail side of business, the main players in retail, how to market, and then how to actually get the product out. We also teach them how media plays a role in business, so you kind of understand how media actually can manipulate the market. The supply side of business, we actually have them create a community garden so they can understand it's not just purchasing, but you can also create something. And then giving back, we're going to empower them in order to make money, so we want them to understand that you don't just make it for yourself, you make it for your community. We do after-school programs for the middle school kids. We work on getting the students to work on their business In the high school, we're charting their pathway to college. And then, so with those things, we're going to give them this economic empowerment, where they're not just hanging out at lunch, but they're doing power lunches where they're talking about the current market, they're trading stocks, and they're understanding what's going on. They have student business plans where if they needed to go out and support their families, they can do that in a legitimate way. They're going to want to be they're going to be prepared, and they're going to want to be prepared, and then they're also going to want to give back. So the future is going to be a yours charter school. It's going to be middle and high school, because at the middle school level, that's where they can go either way. We really want to hone in on that critical stage. And fundamentals is the most important thing. Like we said, we want to hone in on what skills did you miss from third all the way up, so we can get those into you, so we can really get some really good critical reading and be able to converse in the world. Stretching and challenging also comes with being able to pull out the Wall Street Journal, read the front page, and let's talk about what's going on. Really want to stretch their minds to go beyond the regular Harry Potter curriculum, whatever it is that's being taught in school. And then eventually, so the results are our students are going to be college bound. They're going to be job creators and not job takers. They're going to be civil-minded adults, and they're going to be leading the way to revitalize Baltimore. We know the economy now. It's very difficult to find a job. Hundreds of thousands of people are at a job. The unemployment rate is skyrocketing every day. So we're setting them up for failure if we're not giving them the tools to be those job creators, not only for their community, but for everyone else around them. And we also want them to be able to know that when you're doing that, you should always want to give back to your community and build the community that you're from. So, in the end, is my plug, because I'm a businesswoman and I always have to take the opportunity. We actually have some board of director openings, so if you're interested in getting dirty with us and getting this curriculum and everything going, talk to me about that. Or if you just want to help out, work with some of the kids, we actually need seminars and we need mentors for our students. And then if you would like to see your school have our program, we'd love to talk to you about that opportunity. And then last but not least, we are always taking donations. Our biggest campaign right now is we're trying to get Android tablets, principally the iPad, in the hands of every student at our partner schools. Basically what we want to do is, that's our differentiation. We want to make sure that kids are reading at the level they need to be reading at, but no one knows what level they're reading at because everything is on the iPad. So we are almost there. We're halfway there. We're virtually seeing enough Androids for all of our students. And so our campaign right now is if you can donate 200 or more, we'll actually give you your own yours Android. Basically, it's the iPad. It uses the Android system. You can download all the apps. You can watch videos, whatever you want. But it's just going to say yours on it. So that's